Hello farmers and welcome back to No Man's Land, where the wheat harvest has started. One trailer has already been brought down to milling it over to make some flour. We are short on flour in a few locations, so time to make some more. And I got plenty of wheat in our silo to feed the chickens for at least another year. So we should be all set in that front. Let's see, the combine is turned off. I'm going to leave the Mac running because that's why. That's what I'm doing here. So it's not going to take us too long to finish up this wheat harvest. And I'm going to go over to where our sawmills were. And we're going to put something down for the horses to have some fun in. So we'll probably do some decorating around there. Is that all the wheat out of there? It is. I didn't get around to picking up all the straw bales from the harvest of the oats. So those are still sitting around. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with them. I think I got a lot of straw bales for another year. But then again, maybe I don't. Maybe I'll just sell all the ones that are in the big oat field that we did. Way over on the other side. And these straw bales in this field here. Maybe I'll just keep these. I think I got plenty, but it's always good to have more than what you need rather than coming up short. That's the way I look at it anyways. Yeah, so all this wheat's going to go on down to milling it over to make flour. We got to grab some milk. The cow's barn is almost full of milk. It's nearing its peak. It is getting ready to overflow, so we need to go and take care of that. Bring that on down to the donut shop and probably over to Bread Pit as well to make some more cakes. They might be out of milk as well. Who knows? I don't know. I didn't check on that. But and if we got any milk left over, then maybe I'll bring it on over to make some butter and chocolate for our donuts. But that'll be after we take care of this wheat field here. So some of you may have saw, a few days ago, I put up a quick 1-minute video, a flyover of No Man's Land, and all 3 comments were like, hey, that's great, but it was short. Well, that's why they call them YouTube Shorts. You're going to see more of those probably coming to the channel because it's going to be essential for content creators to have YouTube Shorts on there. Not my kind of thing, but that's what they require us to do, then I guess I'll have to do that. So you may see some 1-minute videos going up. They only can be like a minute and under, I do believe. Maybe 90 seconds or shorter. So some short clips coming up for you. I got to get those out there just to meet the requirements. YouTube thing. They're trying to become something like another platform, like a cuckoo clock, like TikTok. So I don't know. I guess that's what the whole thing is. So yeah, 1-minute videos. Yeah, so I did have a No Man's Land's flyover. My first go at a YouTube short, and I didn't like the way the video came out. Kind of small, but I figured out what I did wrong. So yep, maybe I'll do another one later on after we get more No Man's Land done. And we're getting there. We are slowly getting there. So the one thing I was hoping to kind of be doing this episode as well as we're going along is I thought I was going to have all the straw bales picked up. I ran out of time, real time to get things done. So I thought I was going to have the John Deere doing some plowing, go and pick up some stones and bring that on down to our gold production. Our gold production is getting kind of low in stones. I could go buy them because they're rather cheap. We got plenty of methane and water is not too hard to come by. So we'll keep on making the gold. Oh yeah, and the other thing I haven't checked on yet since I logged in here is there was an update to the fish farm. I think when I read the notes, they adjusted the economy of the fish. So maybe it's feasible to do them now. So I'll have to check on the price of what the fish are doing just to see if it's worth it. I hope it is. We'll check on the price here in just a second. Actually, let me do that now because I need to unload here. So while we're unloading, I'll check on the price of that. Hang on, let me get my Mac Anthem truck and bring it on over. Yeah, what about, let's see, about 3 more passes in this field-ish. And then we should be done with the wheat harvest and done with harvesting for the month of July. I'm kind of wanting to get to the sugar beet harvest and getting the modded root crop harvester and one of the modded headers. I'm going to go with the 3 wide, which would be pretty close to 18 meter wide header for sugar beets, but I'm not going to go with a fast header. I think having one 18 meters wide is going to speed the process more than enough. All right, so while that's unloading, let's go to the economy page. I think fish were like, what, 12, 1400 per 1,000 liters on hard economy. And now it is not even better. I don't. Okay, so I must have read that wrong. Yeah, still 1,408 or 950. Yeah, that price is still not great. Unless they changed... Let me go into productions. Did they change what the production of the fish is? Maybe they changed the ratios of everything. So it's 200 corn, 50 mineral feed. So that might be different. So I think the recipe has changed. That looks different than before. I'll have a quick look at one of my old videos maybe and see. But maybe I'll wait for you guys to make some comments. Let me know if that's what's been changed. I think that's what's been changed. So not the price of selling the fish, but what it costs to make fish. That would definitely help us on out in that process there. Right, let's get going around here. Yeah, so money-wise, we are doing rather good here in No Man's Land. I think we're all set. I'm not stressed. I don't want to say stressing out, but I'm not stressing to get everything done that needs to be done on the map anymore. More with productions, I'm like, the furniture, have a seat. I really haven't been over there in a while, so the furniture could be full, and we're not making any furniture, but that's not a big deal to me right now. Oh, yeah, that's right. Another thing I need to check. Sorry, I got to check on the price of the barrels. We got tons and tons of barrels. I forgot when I need to sell them. August. Okay, so it looks like August is the best month, and we are in July. Best price is $21.60, and the current price is pretty much there. So maybe we'll sell those, just because I think I'm going to forget. So let's do that today, because the price is pretty well maxed out, and it's going to take me a few trips. I think I got like 250,000 liters of barrels from a few amount of logs that we cut down. So we'll sell barrels, put down the horse play area. We got a few things to do. Of course, we're going to decorate around the horse play area. And we're just going to put something down now. We got to decorate around it. Because we are kind of coming to a close here of No Man's Land. And I know some of you are going to be disappointed in that. But, you know, everyone's... You know, I don't want to say it's an overwhelming vote on it. Or not a vote, but from the comments and what I've been reading is... yeah, people are kind of like... I mean, just by the views, it's kind of going down on No Man's Land series. And, yeah, it's like we're just farming over and over again. And we're not really expanding. And it's kind of hard to expand when we got plenty of fields here. We've been trying a lot of things out. And some people said it gets kind of confusing because of the amount of things that we're doing. We got a lot of things to do. And it's hard to keep track. And I guess I can understand that. The thing is, it's not hard for me to keep track because it's my farm. So like if you're doing your own farm, you know everything that's going on in your own farm, what you're doing. If you start watching other people's videos, you kind of forget like what were they doing, because you don't know their mindset and what they've been doing off camera, and compared to on camera. So to me, it's like, oh, I know everything what's going on in this farm. But a few people's like, oh, I forgot you were doing that, or you don't watch every video, so you may miss a couple things. It's like, oh, I didn't know that was even there. Or, oh, I didn't know he mentioned that. So I can understand all that. But with the productions, yeah, we pretty much stopped doing a lot of the productions. A lot of it's done not manually, automatically. With distributations and all that kind of stuff. We don't need to be moving a whole bunch of stuff. I got some stuff on automatic selling just because I don't care if I get the average price. And not the best price. I'm okay with that. Because we got all the equipment that we need. We don't have to buy any land because we started with all the land. I'm not expanding. The only thing we need to buy right now, like I said, is a root crop harvester and a header. And that's like $350,000. Actually, we've been stuck in the month of July now for a few episodes, which now has spanned a couple of weeks. I cannot even remember if we sold the furniture. I'm pretty sure, because I usually sell that in late June, early July. So I would assume I did. But you know what happens when you assume. And this combine is almost full again. I'm getting a lot of wheat off this field this time, it seems like. One trailer has already been brought down to 50. What's this hold? 58,000 liters. And we're getting pretty close to having a second trailer. all being made into flour. And I'm getting a lot of straw bales off here. So I think selling the rest of the straw bales that's came from that field over there and the other oat field would be good. Still got the grass field to take care of this month. I think that's ready for harvesting as well. But if I skip a month and don't do it until August, oh well, it's fine. I think we got plenty of hay in the hay barn too. I did check on the horses though, because we're going to be doing some of the horse stuff today. They're not quite mature yet, so I don't know about offspring on the horses and all that, and how long it takes for them to have offspring, but we shall see, I think, starting the month of August, because they're at 90% mature. So next month I would assume they will be fully mature, and then we can see about when we might be having some colts running around the horse stable. But no man's land is not quite no man's land anymore with all the production buildings we got down, the residential areas we got down, the stores, the businesses. Other than going into GE Editor on the map and start doing some prefabs and putting those down, it's going to be kind of hard to expand on making a city here. I would have liked to have gotten into a little bit more logging, but logging does take some time. But I can always giggle to myself every time I remember when I was starting the series, and before I even started recording episode 1, I'm like, well, I think we're going to start, I was like, okay, how am I going to do this? Well, I can start with logging and put a furniture shop down and do that. And I'm like, where am I going to get all the trees? There's not enough trees on the map, and I barely touched the trees on the map. Barely, barely, barely. I wonder if I'm going to be able to fit the rest of this wheat into that trailer. If we go by last year's stats, I shouldn't. But I think it's going to be kind of close. 60-foot header sure makes a difference in this field. I remember the days back when we had the 770 New Holland. And that was a 6-meter wide header, which is probably close to, well, just shy of maybe 20 feet. Definitely makes a huge difference. The trailer in the Mack Anthem, that trailer is full. And I should be able to get the rest into this combine here. So 58 and 58 is 116,000 liters. Plus like another 16,000 liters, or maybe just shy. We'll just say, I think it's 125,000 liters of what we usually get off this field, so it's very consistent. As long as I keep the pH value and nitrogen values up to almost perfect, the values of what we get off this field for yield is pretty much spot on every time. It will be interesting to see if at some point where someone comes up with a mod to where weather will affect our crops. Meaning hot summers, wet springs can change the yield, droughts. Irrigation for farmlands would be kind of interesting. If we don't get enough rain, we would have to water our crops. But maybe it's getting too much for some people when you start adding all that. I know like a lot of people don't like the precision farming at all because it just adds too much to it. I don't know why I'm driving over, because I don't have no place to put my wheat. So I'm going to go ahead and park this right here. Actually, let me go ahead and put the pipe out. So if I'm driving by, it'll remind me that we got grain in here. Let's go ahead and, yep, you are done picking up straw bales, Frank Jr. Go ahead and turn that off there. That last bale never just wants to fall off. There we go. I will fold it up. All right, let's bring another 58,000 liters on down to the grain mill to be processed into flour. That will take some time. And then I will go drop this trailer off. I'll pick up the Krone trailer, which needs to be moved anyways. And we'll go pick up some barrels and we'll have a barrel of fun. I got a whole bunch of barrels to sell. And that will be going to the No-Man Land shop. It's the only place that takes them. So let's go dump this grain into the mill to get that processed over time. And we'll bring in a whole bunch of cash in for sure with these barrels. Like I said, I think I got 250,000 liters sitting in that production building. So that's a lot of cash. All of our street lamps are on. Although when you look at them, they don't look like they're on, but you can see them glowing on the ground a little bit. I think the grain mill was the first production building I put in down here. Now the one thing I think I am going to do, because it should not matter, is with the barrels, I might as well just put that on sell, because from what I hear, when you put a distributing building on selling, it takes the average price of all the sell prices, and that's what you get. But if you only got one place where it can sell, then you should get that price anyways. So save me from doing all the deliveries. But we do have a lot of barrels sitting outside. So before I go pick up the barrels that are outside, I'll put that on to selling. And that should sell at the top of the hour, I think. I think that's the way it's going to work. Because it'll take me a lot of trips to get rid of all these barrels, even with an auto-loading trailer that we have. So this trailer I'm going to put right here. And before I hook up to the Krone trailer, I'm going to hook up to the animal trailer, put that back into the shed. Because we did sell 30 pigs in this in-game day. And we'll have to check in the month of August how many pigs. So yeah, when we sell pigs, their value's got to be 1,200. I think that's where they max out. When I put this shed down for our trailers, I'm like, this is going to be more than enough. And the next thing you know, I got more trailers that I know what to do with. You may be thinking, well, there's plenty of room in there now, but there's plenty of trailers that are not in there that should be. The logging trailer's not in there. These two trailers are not in there. And there might be another one or two somewhere else. Alright. And down over the hill here is where the barrels should be. So before we do anything and take these, let me go into our productions. And I think it's down near the bottom here-ish. Okay, so I don't remember where it is. I thought it was down near the bottom. Okay, it's not near the top. Is it way, way at the bottom? Ah, there we go. So barrels. Right now... Okay, it's not as many as I thought I had in there. I thought I had a lot more than 50,000 barrels. But that's what's in storage. But I'm going to put the barrels onto selling. Wood chips, I'm going to leave there. Empty pallets, I'm going to leave there. Oh, the pallets are on distributing because they're going to the fish. Maybe it's planks or something. I got a lot of wood chips. Bark mulch. Yeah, so I think we're all set there. Let's go pick up the barrels that are outside. Let's see, am I on Euro pallets? I am. I think they're out back. I can see we haven't decorated around here at all. I don't think I can take all of these, but we'll see what we can fit in here. Actually, maybe I can take all of them. It's going to be hard to get to that corner. Let me go ahead in here and let's make my life a little bit easier. Let's have some Wheaties and spinach. There we go. Let's go sell these at the No Man Land shop. Yep, need to do some decorating around that. Kind of forgot about that. That's part of my problem around here in sort of the early middle stages. We were putting down production buildings and then it'd be like, yep, we don't really have the cash to do decorating around here, so we'll have to wait. And now we don't really have to wait much longer. We can go ahead and decorate right away. Yeah, so on the fish farm, I think it's a recipe that changed, so maybe doing the fish factory is somewhat feasible now, if not profitable. And actually, I would like the idea better if they did change the recipe rather than dealing with the money situation. Actually, having this crossroad in here now is kind of nice. So not as a huge payday as I originally thought. I thought I had a lot more barrels than what we are going to be selling. So 52,649 with a bonus of 7,567, getting us back over to $500,000, which is really, really nice. Let me go ahead and close that on up. All right, so before we get to dealing with the horses, I need to grab the milk tanker, and we need to go up to the cow barn, grab all the milk that we can, if not all of it, and bring it on down to the donut shop and bread pit. And then we'll focus on putting down a little play area, training area for the horses. Alright, that should be good enough right there. I'm going to guess maybe 90% of our cows are mature enough to go ahead and give milk. If not all of them, which is 150. So 32,000 liters of milk. Alright, let's go down to the donut shop. We'll pop that in there. They're only going to take 7 of that. 7 or 8,000. And then we'll go up to bread pit and drop that off. And like I said, any extra, we'll go ahead and we'll make some butter out of it. So this should get the donut shop back up into production. It's been on pause for a while. I don't know how long a while is. All I know is they're out of milk. That's all I can tell you. I don't know how long they've been out of milk. But seeing that nothing has spawned here, I should have known about it because I came and grabbed the donuts and realized it was out of milk. All right, that's all it's going to take. Yep. Alright, so we should be getting some donuts here over time. Now up the street to bread pit, and bread pit does hold quite a bit of material for making cakes. So let's just zip right up Main Street here. Careful I don't go by it. I've done that a few times. And this spot here can be a little tricky to get the trigger to work. It's just a little bit close to the building. Nope, there it is. Sounds like it's still going. And actually, we don't have actually that much in storage. So it should be good. And they didn't take all the milk? No, they did not. So I still got a good amount of milk left. So on over to the Dairy Godmother and we'll drop off the milk and they can go ahead and make some butter with that. Just cut across here. This is not what the cutover road was supposed to be when I put this in. This was just supposed to be to get to the fish farm. But I'm using it more and more just to cut straight across. And this should already be active. So once I put the milk in there, it should be ready to go. It's turned on. Just needed the milk to do so. Alright, so up the street, I will put the milk tanker away. And let's spend some of this cash we got. It's not going to cost me a whole lot for this, so that's a good thing. And really, it's just for decoration purposes, what we're going to be doing here. I believe I used this in Farming Simulator 17 on the Pacific Northwest for the horses, just for show. I don't know if it's the exact same mod. It was just converted over to 19, but we're going to put it up here in just a second. I'm going to make sure the land's nice and flat around here. All you Farming Simulator 15 players, do you remember the days back in 15 when we put down placeables? You had to find a flat area already on the map because we didn't have landscaping back then. So when you put down a placeable mod, you better make sure you found a nice flat area to put it down or it did not look good. I played on Bjornholm, and that map is kind of hilly with a few flat areas. And it's like, you would think, oh, this area is nice and flat, and you put down a placeable, and it's just way out of whack. But now we can make sure ground's nice and level. And the reason why I like to do so is just because you don't want anything being, like I said, being out of whack when you put a placeable down, right? So make sure we're on nice and level here. Let's just do this and just do this. It's not that big of an area that we need, but let's just make sure. Let's see. What is that under? Decoration, I believe, is under other. Where art thou? Right here. Does it change anything? Let's see, that is where we go down to there. That is there. So maybe I want it more like this. Just like that. That'll be good. Let's go into landscaping. Let's go to painting. Let's go over to this type of grass. And we're going to change this up here. No more entryway into there like that. And the rest is okay, I think. Is that just dirt? That's good. Let's make this pathway a little bit bigger. And I think we're good there, like that. Okay, let's go ahead and plants. Just get some grass in around here. So like I was saying earlier, I didn't have time to get the straw bales out of the fields before I started recording. You may have noticed the last week or so here on the channel, 2 episodes a day, and if you weren't paying attention, the new Let's Plays on the channel are Plague Tale Innocence. We started that up. That's a nice little storyline to follow. We also started Construction Simulator, and that's doing rather well here on the channel. And later on tonight, after I get done recording this, I got to record a couple episodes of Electrician Simulator, which has been out for a couple weeks now-ish. And I'm just kind of behind the 8 ball in getting some of these videos out. I actually got given early access to that, and I never even got to it, because I've been so busy. So in case you haven't seen those on the channel, you're interested in maybe something like that, go ahead and give it a good look if you like. Actually, we need some grass over here as well. Nope, that's not painting. I want plants. And we'll put this stuff back in to make it look somewhat decent around here. I'm not going to put... I thought about putting rock cliffs over here right now, but I may come back over here. Or I will come back over here. I'm not going to say may. We're going to come back over here and take care of this area at another time. But today, it's all about this. Alright, let's go over here. So a little training area for the horses. I mean, it's like I said, it's all decoration, but you can bring your horses over here, jump. Do a whole bunch of stuff like that. But I think we need to put down some trees around here. Maybe give them a little bit more shade. Maybe I'll put some grass alongside here. Maybe some... Yeah, I think some grass around the outside would be good. Nope, not farmland. Sorry, that's wrong. Construction. Let's go back to landscaping, painting. Why won't my little... And then, yep, go over to plants. All right, now the fun stuff for me, the trees. Just random trees around here. I think we will put a couple big ones in there. And hopefully I don't forget that my trailer's in here. Yep, I'm going crazy with the trees. Money is no object anymore, right? Maybe we'll get some deer coming in around here. And then we'll just put one there like that. That looks a little bit better around here now. Just putting in some trees. Always adds some spice to it. But what I would like to do, I don't know if they're going to be buried, but let's go back into construction. Decoration. Others. Let's see, what else can we kind of throw down here? An outhouse might be looking good. Because, you know, you're over here, you're training your horse. There's no bathroom around here. You may have to, you know, go somewhere. But I think we're going to put down maybe some flower pots. Not going to be precise with these. Oh, there's a start and a finish. Okay. So we may have to bring our horses over and train them a little bit. Alright, what do we got here? How about we put down some tables here, because people may want to come and watch. I may actually redo the grass around here. I may not want tall grass around here. Of course, you want some tables in the shade. What else we got here that we can throw down? Some water buckets around here probably wouldn't be a bad idea. I would throw down like an ice cream cooler down here, but where would he be plugging it in? I have no idea. Parking meters? Nah, we're not going to charge people to park here. Some trash cans would be good. So I'll throw a couple down here in the corners if I can. Alright, I don't want to spend any more because I'm down to 382. I do want to keep some cash on me. Just in case. Because like I said, we need about 330 or 350 for our equipment for the sugar beet harvester. I should just go ahead and buy it, but you know, I'm kind of waiting for the sale. I don't know why. But we're kind of waiting just for the sale, I suppose. Let's go ahead and turn on the flyer mode here. And get a bird's eye view of what we just put down. So that looks better than what was just a few minutes ago where we just had open land where our sawmills used to be. And I think maybe putting down like a parking area somewhere around here for cars to come park. Where would I do that though? That's the question. Maybe out in this general area. Out in this flat land right here. Wouldn't be too bad of a thing to do. Like park over here, then you come over here and watch the horses do some competition or maybe training or whatever. I don't know. I think it looks pretty good for a quick throwdown. Not too bad. Adds more, a little bit more character to the map. It's looking pretty darn good, I think. But that's where we're going to end it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in No Man's Land. But until then, have a good one.